Before we start the show, I'd love to tell you how you can participate. You can email us to busyeverypod@gmail.com or DM us to busyever_pod on Instagram. We're also on Blue Sky and YouTube as busyeverypod. We'd love to hear your thoughts, opinions, questions, recipes, jokes, anything you want to tell us. Please reach out to us. Also, don't forget to follow us, rate us, and comment on Spotify and Apple Pod. All right, let's start this shit.
Hell yeah. Welcome to Best Year Ever, a movie podcast where each week, one movie at a time, we attempt to answer this very important question. Was 1999 the best year ever for movies? I'm your host, Casey Glenn, and with me is my co-host, the silly, goofy hoaxster, Jesus Gonzalez. Hi, Jesus.
Hi, Casey. I like that. It was short, sweet, but accurate.
Thank you. I worked very hard.
I am feeling a little silly today. It's been a gloomy week for both of us. Mm-hmm. But it is a little coincidental, not ironic, because we talked. That's the wrong way of saying that term, but coincidental that we watched this movie on April Fool's, which is really weird.
Did. It was like April Fool's movie to watch.
Was it though?
I mean, no, but yeah.
First of all, what movie are we talking about?
We are talking about Man on the Moon,
a Andy Kaufman biopic.
Yes.
By not Jim Carrey, but Andy Kaufman. No, it's definitely Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey acts as Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Have you haven't seen this before?
I've not seen this before, and I did not know who Andy Kaufman was before this.
I hadn't seen this before either. I knew of Andy Kaufman, and I've seen a couple of his skits, but he wasn't really my type of humor. Mm-hmm. When I first kind of found out about him. Now he kind of is. And I knew about this movie more because of the Netflix documentary that Jim Carrey was somehow involved. I think he produced it or something. But he has a documentary on Netflix called Jim and Andy. And it's about the making of this movie, Man on the Moon. And how he got possessed by Andy. And you know what? You know what I realized, Casey? You know what I found out after all these years? My world kind of shattered a little bit. How dare you? I don't like Jim Carrey. I don't think he's a good actor, and I don't think he's funny anymore.
Damn, there you go. There you go. See, I like him in more serious roles. I mean, the only other reference that I have is The Truman Show, and I think he's great in The Truman Show. I think that's perfect for him. I want him to stop trying to be funny.
Well, this was a weird movie because I felt like it didn't know what it was.
Yes.
And it also felt like a bunch of recreations of sketches that I can find out in YouTube for Andy Kaufman. So I honestly, if you haven't seen the documentary, it's all about, and I'm going to talk about the documentary a little bit here and there, but it's all about how Jim Carrey never broke character in the making of this movie to the chagrin of everyone involved. There's so much footage of Paul Giamatti and Danny DeVito and the wrestler, what's his name, Jerry Lawler, just had it with Jim Carrey. And the director, he's like, I just want to make a movie. Can I just make a movie?
Oh, that's the worst. That's awful. God, my heart goes out to this guy, the director.
Honestly, yeah. And you know what? First of all, wasn't worth it. I thought throughout the whole movie that Jim Carrey was doing Jim Carrey. I didn't see Andy Kaufman. I'll go into it, but I first saw this movie, not seeing the documentary and not seeing a lot of Andy Kaufman clips, and thinking, okay, this is a okay movie. It's a Jim Carrey movie. Then I saw a documentary. Then I did a deep dive on Andy Kaufman. I watched a bunch of his clips, and I'm like, okay, this was a bad movie. It was an okay Andy Kaufman impression.
I thought the voice was accurate, but that's to me where it stops.
I don't even think that. I think that voice might be accurate, but then there was a certain charm and stiffness and awkwardness that Andy Kaufman always had.
Mm-hmm.
That Jim Carrey just didn't have, because Jim Carrey was just an asshole being confident. He felt very confident all the time.
Yeah. And I think like sort of like the vibe that he gave off as Andy Kaufman was more of like a paranoid, like anxiousness rather than just like a social awkwardness that I feel like is more accurate.
Exactly. And Jim Carrey did a decent job when it came to Andy Kaufman's impression, but it was just Jim Carrey doing an Andy Kaufman. Like The Foreign Man and Mighty Mouse. And like even that, like I watched the Mighty Mouse version of Andy Kaufman, and even when he was singing, like he was still not as confident. But I feel like Jim Carrey can't help himself and just emote too much with his face.
Yeah, I agree with that. Speaking really quick of Andy Kaufman and Jim Carrey, and so I knew that there was going to be like some drama like surrounding what happened in the making of this movie. What I didn't know and what I discovered is that he actually had like cast and crew call him Andy Kaufman, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Which is fucking insane. If you were like, I get method acting, even to some extent in this instance, right? Sure. You want to stay in it, whatever. But like method acting to the point where you want to be called the same name of not a fictional character. If it's a fictional character, that's okay. But the same name as the person that you're playing, like Andy Kaufman was a real life person. You're not him. Like, what the fuck?
Not only did he make people call him Andy Kaufman, he made people call him Tony Clifton, where he was Tony Clifton. But he took a step further, and this is very fucked up. Andy Kaufman's family, like his siblings and the estranged daughter that Andy Kaufman never met, because he had a daughter, which wasn't in the biopic at all.
Nope.
But he had a daughter out of wedlock and gave her away when he was a teenager and never met. And then in the documentary, Jim Carrey says, oh yeah, they talked to Andy Kaufman, and then his estranged daughter talked to Andy Kaufman for over an hour in his trailer. So it was just Jim Carrey impersonating Andy Kaufman, talking to the loved ones, pretty much emotionally abusing them.
God, yeah, that's horrific. Jesus.
It's and yeah, he's like, oh yeah, it wasn't me. I don't know what they talk about. It was Andy. So yeah. I was so mad before we get into the Letterboxd reviews and all that. I was so mad that I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch a good biopic. And I watch American Splendor, which is a biopic about Harry Packer, who was a cartoonist. His comic book was American Splendor. And that movie was starred Paul Giamatti, who was in this movie. And he did so much better. I feel like American Splendor, was a little bit after this movie, was a revenge movie by Paul Giamatti. I feel like he said, you know what? Jim was an asshole. He was method acting. I can do better without being an asshole, without method acting. And he did.
Hell yeah.
That movie, I only want to talk about American Splendor instead of this, honestly. But that movie, it was a biopic. The actual real Harry Packer is in the movie narrating his story. Aww. And then he appears, so he's being interviewed, but we also see he's like it's a biopic / documentary.
That's cute.
And the structure of it feels like what Andy Kaufman would have done. But yeah, I prefer to talk about this movie, but we're not talking about that movie. We're talking about this, and we're going to read some reviews.
Woo!
On Letterboxd.
Woo!
Our very own Casey Glenn, your review reads, I bet Andy Kaufman loved April Fool's Day.
That was it.
I feel like every day was April Fool's Day for him.
Well, see, and then this is kind of like where I had a little bit of a back and forth with myself of like, would he have actually loved April Fool's Day, or would he have hated it because everybody else was doing what he did all the time? You know, would he be like, no, I'm the real deal? But then I think that's just like the Jim Carrey, Andy Kaufman that I'm like thinking about.
Because again, in the Andy and Jim documentary, or Jim and Andy, whatever, the wrestler Jerry Lawler was like, he told Jim Carrey, how far are you taking this? Andy and I were friends. We planned all of this. We weren't really, because Jim Carrey was being an asshole to Jerry Lawler. according to the documentary could be fake also and be part of the movie, like kind of like everything is fake also, but that's still like, I can't fuck off.
Yeah.
It's pretentious at the very least. I'm not going to read many reviews because honestly, the people are very, very positive about this movie, and I don't know why. One review reads, Andy Kaufman isn't dead, he's alive and well, and changed his name to Jim Carrey. Hard disagree. Jim Carrey wishes. This other one, less a movie than a collection of, in parentheses, excellent reenactment, but at least it ditches a lot of a standard biopic structure. I felt like it needed a lot of structure. Also, yeah, I agree with that. It's a collection of reenactments.
Yeah, feels like a collection of short stories.
Yeah, this other one, Rage Against the Audience. Full agree.
Yeah,
and honestly, like that's about it. I feel like this is a movie for pretentious people. No offense to anyone who
No, I get it. I also feel like this is a movie that you probably see like once. You don't see it again. Like the first impression is the one that you stick with. Like you don't really think about it any more than that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like most of the time, like the good reviews that we see are from people who have seen the movie before and like are able to like see it accurately. Because I can absolutely see a time where this movie was like probably highly praised on fucking like Tumblr or some shit.
Well, he was a bomb. Spoilers.
I mean, yeah.
I will read this one. It's just I think the only real good review besides yours, Casey, obviously.
Thank you.
This one reads, Jim Carrey and Gru should be best buds and go steal the moon together. That will be awesome. That is the best review ever.
No, that's great. That's amazing.
This person obviously didn't see that movie, but I'm okay with that. You know what?
Yep.
I prefer that movie.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to the background. Man on the Moon, with a budget of 52 to 82 million, box office of 47 million. Oof, flop. I just realized that if it wasn't for us chose to watch The Matrix, we would have had 3 flops in a row movies.
Yeah.
99 was rough, I guess.
Yeah.
Directed by Milos Forman, edited by Adam Boom, Lindsay Kilman, and Christopher Telefsen. Music by R.E.M., which is interesting because I feel like they only had like 2 songs in there.
I can't remember any like music in this movie at all.
No, me neither. They I mean, obviously Man on the Moon, but they already had the song, and then they did make a song for this movie. Starring Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman, or as he would like to be, Andy Kaufman as Andy Kaufman. Danny DeVito as George Shapiro, Paul Giamatti as Bob Smuda, and Courtney Love as Lynn Margulies. I like Courtney Love in this one, actually. Surprisingly.
I was also surprised.
Yeah.
She's not going to get my Best Actor Ever award, but she did better than I expected her to.
My awards are going to be different this time. They're going to be a little bit Kafkaesque in the spirit of Andy Kaufman.
That's amazing.
I said Kafkaesque, but I meant Kaufman-esque.
You're just saying about your nail polish.
I feel like Kafka and Kaufman would be buddies.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, let's go into the movie. So we start with the Universal intro as sung by Jim Carrey. And then we get a black and white introduction by Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman about this movie, doing The Foreign Man. And this intro feels very Andy Kaufman up to a point. Because it's kind of awkward and weird. And it starts like, you know what? I went through this movie. He says, I can read all the fluff. It's going to be a short movie. In fact, it's over. And then he plays the credit. I was laughing. I was like, I'm excited about this movie.
To me, like, the whole thing is that, apparently Andy Kaufman said that, he wasn't a comedian. He was just a performer, right? More of like an experiential, like performance artist.
I'm
right?
I'm not an art director. I'm a storyteller.
Yeah. Anyway, I paint words.
I draw words. Fuck you.
I sketch words. But this to me was the only part of the movie that kind of tried to prove this whole idea of more of the performance art side of it. And it's that bit is a thing in and of itself, and you don't see anything of it in the rest of the movie.
No,
no similar vibes.
No, yeah,
it's a standalone thing.
It really is, and it's hilarious. It's really funny because he plays the credits. He has he's very Andy Kaufman little record player, but he has a single record vinyl. He has a 45. Casey, do you know what I mean when I say 45? You don't,
yes,
but it's okay.
Because I have
you're a
player.
You're a hipster, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, vinyl's back again. I feel like they've been gone and back several times.
Okay,
since I was a teenager.
Fair. Yeah.
Cassettes are back, which is hilarious to me because they're the shittiest medium. Speaking of, I do have a cassette that I just bought over there.
That's funny.
And so it's a short. So the credits are too long, and he rewinds, and the credits rewind. So it's a funny bit. And it just cuts to black, and there's nothing, but he comes back right away, and then he's oh, now I'm the real Andy Kaufman. Now we're gonna start the real movie. Blah blah blah. Guess he's basically saying I wanted to get rid of the posters of people who are not gonna get me, but you guys get me because you stayed. If Andy Kaufman would have directed this movie, it would have been on the black screen for at least 5 minutes. It would have stayed there a while.
Yeah.
It would have just be awkward. Because he asks a guru, because he was kind of big in the 70s, 60s, 70s, that Western, Indian, Asian, Western gurus. He asks one, is there a secret to comedy? And the guru says, silence. Nowhere in this movie was that respected. Only in the scene right after that, it was kind of, but Jim Carrey was always Jim Carreying.
Yeah.
There was never awkward or silence pauses. It felt a very standard and not very well done biopic because Jim Carrey kept fucking it up.
No, I mean, there would have been a lot more funny moments had they incorporated more silence.
Yeah. But we do get a flashback of Andy Kaufman as a kid in this 8mm kind of type of thing because we go through the projector and we just see him performing to no one. I do what's his dad saying, because his dad go have fun, go out, you weird kid, stop playing with your Nintendos. But his dad does say it's not comedy if it's not performing if there's not an audience. And Andy's this is my audience. He's looking at the wall and he says that is not an audience, that is plaster. And then Andy Kaufman just grabs his little sister.
Which is such an older brother thing to do. And it's very funny.
Yes. I think that kid is the actual Andy Kaufman's granddaughter, right? Yeah, okay.
Which is pretty cool. And I thought she was great. She killed it.
Yeah. Best actor ever.
Yes.
At least it was not the other fucking kid that was in all of the other 1999 to 2000 movies.
Exactly.
Very easily could have been the other kid.
Needed a break.
So I did a deep dive on Andy Kaufman. He had a very interesting life before he got famous. He got drafted and rejected because he failed his psych evaluation. He got addicted to drugs. He got all into the mystical guru shit. Do we see any of that? Nope. We go from here, cut to him performing.
Yep.
Adult Jim Carrey performing. And he's just doing his awkward thing and nobody's laughing and he gets fired of his gig because nobody gets him. He's too ahead of his time. Just do the normal job. And that was the whole thing in this movie. Nobody he's a genius. He's a secret genius. Nobody gets him. Which, real Andy Kaufman? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I feel like Jim Carrey wanted that for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And in the documentary of Jim and Andy, I'm going to be referencing that a lot. Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman and Toni Collette talks about Jim Carrey. Some keen-eye listeners might have noticed that I said Toni Collette and not Tony Clifton. This is going to be a theme throughout this episode. This is not a bit. I just genuinely said Toni Collette when I really meant Tony Clifton. Apologies to the actress Toni Collette. And how Toni Collette at one point like, oh, that Jim Carrey, he wants people to love him, but he's not. He's a loser.
Oh, God. Oh.
Yeah. I want you to have all that in your head while we walk through this. But yeah, that's gonna be the whole theme of this movie. Like, nobody gets him, whatever. So taking a little bit the advice of the guy who fired him, because he said, do an impression, do something. We cut to him doing the foreign man, who later will become Latka. And then we do the foreign man does an Elvis impression, which was great until I saw the actual Andy Kaufman do this. And they're like, oh, yeah, Jim Carrey's not Andy Kaufman. Because when Andy Kaufman was doing the foreign man, Jim Carrey spot on. Great. Mm-hmm. When Andy Kaufman is doing Elvis impression, Andy Kaufman is doing an Elvis impression. Mm-hmm. Jim Carrey is doing Jim Carrey doing an Elvis impression.
Yeah. It's different.
Like, it's still like exaggerating. It's still like his face is all over the place. Mm-hmm. But that's where he meets Greg Shapiro, his manager, which was the guy who fired him. That's the cameo.
Nice.
George Shapiro, sorry, I said great. George Shapiro. I thought Danny DeVito was really good in this movie too. I thought everyone did great in this movie.
Danny DeVito fucking killed it.
Yeah. Understated, but like really, like I really liked him.
I love Danny DeVito. I love that little guy.
Yeah. He's so tiny.
He just reminds me a lot of my dad.
I was just gonna say, when I think of Danny DeVito, I just think of the scene in It's Always Sunny where he comes out of a sofa naked, and that's how I picture Danny DeVito. And then you just mentioned your dad, so now those two images are in my head. So thanks for that.
Fuck. Oh my God. The other day we were talking about the first time I went to New York, we took a train from JFK to Manhattan, which is the worst thing you can possibly do because you have to do so many transfers. And one of the transfers we did was like at the station, you had to go like sort of on this ramp, and it was like probably about a story high ramp, so it like went for a long time, and it was slimy. It was so slimy, and there was nothing more that I wanted in that moment than to be Danny DeVito and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they have their own little pandemic. Just slather myself in hand sanitizer. I want to be clean.
Wasn't it the ending of that episode that they weren't really sick, they were just
withdrawals from alcohol?
Withdrawals from alcohol? Is that that one?
Yeah.
So anyway, George meets Andy Kaufman in the green room. Andy Kaufman is still in his foreign man persona until Andy Kaufman realizes, oh, that's George Shapiro. That's like, I need this guy. And then he drops the act, and now he's just Andy Kaufman. Jim Carrey didn't do these type of actual Andy Kaufman scenes that much, because I liked him when he was doing these more like just serious, and I get it. I never stopped seeing Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
When I watched Paul Giamatti in American Splendor, I stopped seeing Paul Giamatti. You know what? When I watch A Better Man, the Robbie Williams biopic, where Robbie Williams is played by a CGI chimpanzee, I stopped seeing that CGI chimpanzee, start seeing Robbie Williams more than
wow.
Jim Carrey did. Like,
I mean, this is
honestly
Jim Carrey's first movie to bomb financially. Good. He was just him. Yep.
I mean, not good, because I do feel bad for everyone else involved.
Oh yeah, sure.
But yeah, that fucker. Then later on, they're in a meeting, Andy and George, and Andy does my type of humor. He has a booger, and then throughout the whole scene, and then George he's like, you have booger, like, oh yeah, and he takes it and puts it in a little cartoon, and yeah, here, you can sell this. I thought I kind of want to start doing that.
Weirdly enough, that is like not my kind of humor, but it was like the first only thing that I really like actually kind of found humorous. I was like, all right.
That was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was well made. It was well acted. Like,
yeah,
I think this is up to the point because this is cut to him with the guru and him, Andy Kaufman asking the guru, "What's the secret to comedy?" And he says, "Silence." Up to this point, I kind of like it, and then after that, it kind of goes downhill.
Yeah,
it goes too fast. Because we get this, and then now we're suddenly in Saturday Night Live, and we're doing the Mighty Mouse sketch. Again, I saw it here. Great. I thought it was funny. Then I saw the actual Andy Kaufman. Oh, yeah. No, sorry, Jim Carrey. Can cut it.
I also just want to say, like, this is probably the most I've ever witnessed Lorne Michaels talk. Like,
you know why?
At once. Why?
Because you didn't grow up in the late 90s and early 2000s. Because
fair enough, yeah.
Lorne Michaels appears so much in SNL in those days.
Really?
Yeah, and like 30 Rock and all that. But like, yeah, he was like, it did bug me that Lorne Michaels and a bunch of people didn't look like they looked in the late 70s. Like Lorne Michaels looked like Lorne Michaels in the late 90s, not in the late 70s.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
I do know that when we get to this part later, David Letterman refused to wear like a wig and facial prosthetics or even like the same wardrobe to recreate the 1980s look, which I'm just kind of like, just get over it. Just do it for the bit.
Well, here's why it bugs me. If Jim Carrey wanted to be this method about being Andy Kaufman, I would have expected to be exactly like he was.
Yeah.
Not even the sketches were exactly like they were. Like the Fridays one, where he gets mad and stuff. I saw the real sketch, not the same. There were different things.
Wow.
And so if like they should have done it for Forrest Gump. Insert Jim Carrey into the old footage. You recreate this old footage is available. It's out there.
That's
recreate
fair.
it.
Especially like the taxi footage. I mean, it's a multi-camera sitcom, right? Just fucking remove DeVito from the background. It is interesting because
DeVito was in Taxi.
Yeah, exactly. When I was looking up some facts about this, apparently, and I really want this to not be true, but the Lynn that they had as his girlfriend, because kind of going back to your point about like just why didn't he care about all of it being accurate, is that apparently the Lynn that they had kind of written was more of like a mixture of all of like Andy Kaufman's girlfriends and not who Lynn actually was. And I find that annoying.
You want to be more annoyed?
Yes.
Andy and Jim. You know who filmed that documentary?
Who?
Lynn. The actual Lynn. She's a documentarian, so she filmed the documentary.
Do you think she's like pro or anti Jim Carrey?
I think she's anti.
Okay.
Because the documentary was very much pro Jim Carrey. So I'm pretty sure he was involved somehow. And he made it seem like he was being an asshole, but then at the end, everyone loved him. And then he showed some clips of his Andy Kaufman's family being, he's with, like, he was here and stuff. And even the actor who played Andy Kaufman's dad got into an argument in, like, while Jim Carrey was doing his, like, they were doing his makeup as Andy Kaufman's dad with Andy Kaufman. And Jim Carrey was like, everyone started treating me like Andy Kaufman. And then I'm looking at the footage like, no, it's not true. Like, you're bullshitting right now. Everyone hated this. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And they kind of interview Lynn appear a little bit, and she kind of like, yeah, it was kind of like that. But I feel like she was like, it's a paycheck and a Jim Carrey, whatever.
Yeah. And honestly, I mean, her and Andy were only together for 2 years. Like, they weren't together for a long time at all.
I thought it was a long time. I thought it was like, yeah, then that makes sense because that does track that maybe was an amalgamation of all the girlfriends because it did feel like a long time girlfriend or something.
Yeah, that's her.
And American Splendor, there's a romance that I buy so much more than this.
Interesting.
You should watch that movie.
Okay.
Like as a palate cleanser. So he gets Taxi. Andy Kaufman gets Taxi. He doesn't want to get Taxi. George Shapiro was like, this is great for you. Like, this doesn't happen. And then Andy, okay, but Toni Collette needs to be also. At this point, Toni Collette already called George Shapiro saying that he hates Andy Kaufman. He's a jerk. So Shapiro thinks Andy Kaufman and Toni Collette are two different people. Spoilers, they're the same person. Or are they? No, they are. 100% they are the same person. But that movie kind of wants you to think that maybe they weren't the same person. Like, even when Toni Collette calls Shapiro on the phone, I'm like, that's Jim Carrey talking.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing, movie? And he has some stipulations to be in the taxi. And then we cut to George Shapiro with this board, I guess, like, what is it, ABC? And he's reading all of these things that Andy Kaufman wants. And, like, he's like, oh, we want Toni Collette. So George Shapiro goes and sees Toni Collette. And he's like, this kind of, like, performance Vegas. He's, like, performing at this shitty bar or whatever. Very old school, and that's the whole shtick of Toni Collette. He's just super annoying. I thought it was really funny. But again, I thought Toni Collette hilarious. I think this was the best impression that Jim Carrey did of any of Andy Kaufman's characters, only because he was an asshole too. But that's where George Shapiro does this asshole. That's Andy Kaufman. Because supposedly, I don't think this is true, but George thought that Andy and Toni were two different people. I don't think that was true.
I do like how, like, they go back to the kitchen afterwards and he, like, introduces himself or whatever, George does. And then, like Andy reveals that it's, like, him. Because he, like, takes off the glasses and he talks normally. And then he puts on the glasses and he goes back into character. And I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, and that's where we get to meet Bob also, played by Paul Giamatti. Because Bob was in the show and Tully was, like, berating him, basically. And he spilled his drink. Like, it was the whole thing that Andy will do the future with David Letterman, with the wrestler. Like, that's going to be his kind of thing with other people. But yeah, so we find out that they're pretty much the writing team. George and Andy. So cut to George again with the ABC board saying, Toni Collette is Andy. This doesn't leave this room. I feel like if you were a fan, I think this movie really failed. Because if you're a fan of Andy Kaufman, that's funny to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, we all knew, but like nobody really admitted, but we all knew. So that's kind of like, that's funny. Like if you were not a fan, you don't care. And also, if you were a fan, again, me just discovering Andy Kaufman right now realized very quickly that Jim Carrey just didn't cut it to impersonate Andy Kaufman. A real fan of Andy Kaufman, I don't think would be super excited to see Jim Carrey impersonating Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
So we cut to Andy Kaufman, same person, right? Being in taxi. This is where I kind of started thinking, is that Jim Carrey being inserted in the actual taxi scenes digitally, like Forrest Gump? Turns out it's maybe some of them, but I think most of them were recreated. No Danny DeVito scene inside, which would have been really funny if Danny DeVito in Taxi meets Danny DeVito as George.
That would have been. I think they just, like, took it a little too seriously, because that was apparently, like, the whole thing that they had to, like, try to figure out of, like, oh, how do we do this? And, like, Danny DeVito was just like, just don't include me in any of the bits. That's fine. Like, whatever. But it's also like, you could have just, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It would have been, like, Andy Kaufman would have been fine with this, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the awkwardness of that. Like, it would have been awkward, and that would have been that type of humor.
And I think it would have been funny, too. I would have laughed my ass off if I saw Danny DeVito then, like, playing that character. I would be like, that's funny.
So anyway, it's a success. Everyone's happy with Laika, who's the foreign man now. So Andy Kaufman is getting a special, but he's having creative differences with the network. Obviously, he's pushing it too far. It did his special, and I don't think it ever released, right? That we're kind of led to believe that. But it felt very Adult Swim. Like, this is Too Many Cooks. Have you seen Too Many Cooks?
Yeah, I've seen Too Many Cooks.
This is that.
Yeah.
But obviously ahead of his time, all of that. Which he
would have loved
honestly,
YouTube.
TikTok? Are you kidding me?
Right? Vine? Oh my god.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh, that's good. That's funny. Yeah, no. That's too many cooks. Yeah.
So the network is not happy about it. This is never gonna see the light of day. Then we cut to George having a meeting with Andy. He's working as a busboy in that restaurant, which apparently Andy did. And he did to not as a protest on ABC, but more like as an outlet to creativity because he was feeling stifled with network and all that.
Yeah.
Then we get a few other sketches. We get Andy touring. We do get a Patton Oswalt cameo, which I guess not a cameo because Patton Oswalt wasn't Patton Oswalt, but I saw him. And he's doing a tour in the Kaufman, and college kids are like, do you like everyone? And Andy's not having it. So as a revenge, he reads The Great Gatsby in its entirety as a British man, which in reality, that was his show. Like, Andy wasn't an asshole. Andy respected his audience. And there's an interview where he's saying, yeah, college kids were assholes, but I'm going to give them what they pay for. Like, I'm the entertainer. So he was a professional.
Yeah.
So again, this whole method acting shit, why do that if you're not going to be accurate?
Yeah, fair enough.
I would have loved to be in a room where Andy Kaufman reads the whole Great Gatsby in its entirety, which I've never read. So
I've also never read it. Somehow I got out of reading it, or maybe I was assigned to read it and I just never did. No, I thought that was funny. Apparently Ben Stiller is also, like, there's a shot of Ben Stiller somewhere in the crowd.
But Ben Stiller was Ben Stiller.
Yeah, that's an actual cameo.
Yeah, that's an actual cameo, yeah. Then after this, we get the brothel scene. That was really funny. That was really funny because it's Bob and Andy, and Andy was like very timid and very nervous. He's like, hi, and he goes with like the I'm gonna sound very dorky, but what do you call the manager of a brothel?
Oh God, yeah,
but
the lady pimp, the madam.
The madam, yes. Okay. Let's do that. The madame. God, we're dorky. I've never been to a brothel. I'm happy to say that.
Proud of you.
Side story. I almost went to a brothel in Paris. We were in the La Sagrada Familia church. And have you been to Paris? You should go. It sucks, but you should go. And Sagrada Familia is a big church. And it's kind of up the steps, and you can kind of see the whole Paris from the top. And you can go up, and it's like a big cupola, like a dome. And there's like a little thing around it, so you can go out and see the whole thing. And Paris is very gray. There's a limit on how high buildings can be. I think it's like 4 or 5 stories high, and that's it. So everything looks very flat, very gray, very flat. We're looking, and then we see big neon red sign, sex XXX. Wow.
Wow.
And my best friend, he's like, we're going over there. I'm like, no, I'm not. I was 16. Like, no.
You're like, fuck that. No.
So he says that he went, and then he pretty much described what happened here. Like, he went there, and then he chose a girl, and then went off and whatever. I don't know if it's true. Probably not. We were 16.
Yeah. Who knows?
But Jim Carrey, Andy Kaufman, is acting like a 16-year-old here.
Yeah.
He's very nervous. He's introducing, and then he's like, I don't know what to do. Like, oh, you just pick. You see all the girls there. Okay. And then he goes into like a German act, and then I got this one and this one, and then leaves. Bob is just left there, and he's like, I'm sorry. He's just nervous. And the madame says, oh, he's here every week. It's not always Andy Kaufman, but he's here every week. I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, that was good.
He's with the girls, and Andy like, do you want to ruin Taxi with me? I'll pay you $300 or whatever. They negotiate. And then Toni Collette comes in and is pretty much obnoxious. In the documentary, Jim Carrey was being obnoxious on this one too. Like he was being this. I know. Acting. Am I right? So Tony gets fired. I still don't understand the point, because I thought his point was to get himself, like Andy fired, but he only got Toni Collette fired, not Andy Kaufman.
I think he just like wanted everybody to have a bad day.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of like, why?
So, but apparently this happened. This actually happened.
Yeah.
So he gets thrown off, and Tony's fired. So now it's just Andy and Taxi. One point or another, George gets a phone call that they want to hire Toni Collette. The guy who calls George thinking that he's going to hire Andy Kaufman.
Mm-hmm.
And George was like, well, you're going to get Toni Collette. You're not going to get Andy Kaufman. They're separate. Being like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then we cut to Toni Collette with like a bunch of showgirls and being obnoxious. I thought it was really, again, when Jim Carrey was Toni Collette, hilarious. Fun. Yeah. But then I see the actual Toni Collette is not as funny. Mm-hmm. So we know that Andy Kaufman is Toni Collette, right? And then we suddenly see not Andy Kaufman, but Jim Carrey as Ace Ventura.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, he went back to 1994.
The Ace Ventura was in this movie because the surprise was that everyone thought they were looking at Andy Kaufman as Toni Collette, but it was really Bob, and Andy's behind him, and which I think it did happen because he used to sense as Bob as Tony, but it was supposed to be Andy with the bongos. It was Ace Ventura. 100%. He had the Hawaiian shirts and everything.
Yeah, it was crazy. Hold on, let me look this up. So, what he actually had were not bongos, but congas.
What's the difference? Wait.
They are different.
Okay, I'm asking, what's the difference?
I think congas are like taller and like, yeah.
Bongos, Donkey Kong Country, congas.
Yes. There you go.
Okay.
But those were actually Andy Kaufman's congas because Jim Carrey bought them at auction.
That was the only thing accurate of this movie.
Yep.
Okay, so the only thing that I really laughed, and I thought was really funny in the documentary. So while filming this movie, Jim Carrey gets an invitation to the Playboy Mansion or to a party with Hugh Hefner. And he goes as Toni Collette to the party. So Toni Collette is there, and he's doing bits with Hugh Hefner, and everyone's over there. You see some minor celebrities, but this is actually happened. This is not part of the bit. This is actually happening. This really happened. Toni Collette is doing bits here and there, and then 2 hours later, Jim Carrey shows up. So Bob, the actual real Bob, was doing Toni Collette for everyone, and everyone thought it was Jim Carrey. And it was like, Jim Carrey's fucking amazing. He's just like Toni Collette. How does he do that? But he was really Bob. And then Jim Carrey shows up.
Wow.
That was funny.
Yeah, that's good.
But just that. And then we get into the whole wrestling bit. Okay, I got it. This is he's playing a heel. He's playing a villain. By the way, what did you think about the John Cena becoming a heel? Do you know about this? Do you have any? Okay, you know who John Cena is?
Yeah, of course.
He became a heel in the last match, whatever, like a bad guy.
Ah.
Everyone freaked out. Like there were podcasts about it. There were people crying. They were like, oh no, he's a bad guy now.
I'm sorry. I feel like wrestling is practically a drag performance.
Wrestling is 100% drag performance. Speaking of this, what Andy Kaufman was doing was definitely a drag performance. It was okay. So what Jim Carrey's Andy Kaufman was doing here, it was too over the top. He was doing Jim Carrey, but Andy Kaufman was doing a wrestler villain.
Yeah,
and he really liked wrestling. Andy Kaufman actually really liked wrestling. So what he would do in reality, and he would fight women, which I think was really funny, and beat them, which I thought also really funny.
Yeah.
But I feel like they spend way too much on this bit.
The only sort of excuse that I can give for it is that it kind of mirrors how the wrestling bit in real life was too long. If that was the general popular understanding was that he's been doing this for too long. This is getting old and boring now. Where the movie kind of made us feel the same way. Maybe I think it's giving it too much credit.
I think you are. I think this is just to things that I've learned from you, this is not great pacing.
Yeah. No, and like, if you really want to try to give the movie credit, you can say like, oh, like the entire movie, it's just a bit. Like it's it's like an Andy Kaufman bit, but you have 3 editors. This is not a bit. This is just poor editing.
And like make it awkwardly painful, obviously that is a bit or something.
Yeah.
It's like when in design, if something is a little bit off-centered, even if you did it on purpose, it looks a mistake. If you want to have it off-center, have it fucking off-center. Have it all the way to the left or the right.
Yeah.
Have it weird. But if it's a little bit crooked, it looks like a mistake. This looks like a mistake. If it was purposefully done like that, I don't think it was.
Yeah, I agree.
But this is when he meets Lynn, played by Courtney Love. She did great.
Yeah.
She did really good. I don't think I've seen her anywhere else acting.
I think I've seen her in something else. I don't know if you'll want to keep this in. I kind of consider her to be like the poor man's Patricia Arquette.
100%. Oh, we're keeping this in.
Where she's just kind of like, she is just not great at acting, but she was okay at this. And I'm just very proud of her.
Patricia Arquette would have been amazing here.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. She would have knocked this shit out of the fucking park. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Lynn did look like Courtney Love. They look alike.
Yeah.
But still, Patricia Arquette.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody else looks like anyone else in this movie.
That's fair.
So we get the whole wrestling bit. And then Andy and Lynn are dating now. They kind of fall in love, blah, blah.
Wait, no, we're not in Tennessee yet. Never mind.
Andy then wants to propose to Lynn. And he's like, I'm going to propose to you on the next match. And he was like, whoever wants to fight me, whatever woman, and whoever beats me, I'm going to marry them. And then Lynn's like, I'm going to fight you. And then this is where we get the introduction of Jerry Lawler. Mm-hmm. And Jerry calls him out like, that's your girlfriend. And then they both get into a fight. This is when he fights this other woman. Mm-hmm. I forget her name. But he fights someone that Jerry kind of brings up. Mm-hmm. Turns out it's all a bit. Mm-hmm. And Lynn didn't know, apparently, about this, so she feels kind of used. And Andy kind of apologizes, like, yeah, I'm sorry, it got cut off. Mm-hmm. So he didn't really propose. Whatever. Mm-hmm.
That made me really sad. Whenever
I know,
she was like, don't use me like in that way. Like that's fucked.
Yeah.
And this is the only point where I was like, damn, okay, I can see why. Because like the way that he just like because Jim Carrey's tall and he got down to her eye level, and I was like, that's kind of hot. I get that. I understand that.
Didn't you say he was hot in somewhere in Ventura too? I don't know. You said Jim Carrey was hot at one point, and I don't see it.
It comes and goes. You see it in flashes, and you're like, oh, and then it goes, and you're like, wow.
You have weird taste sometimes.
That's fair. I'm okay with that. Oh, but when they were doing this whole like Tennessee bit, and Jerry Lawler, when they're filming it, comes out, and apparently the wardrobe department had put like everybody in fucking like straw hats, like looking like they're out in like the sticks. And he's like, this is not how people in the Mid-South dress. Like they're not from like middle of fucking nowhere. Like this is different kind of South. Like, and so they had everybody take off their straw hats.
They should have kept the straw hats. That would have been more Andy Kaufman. That would have been more to the spirit of Andy Kaufman.
That's funny.
And suddenly I'm an expert on Andy Kaufman. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then we cut to the Fridays incident. So Friday was a live show. Because George tells us, hey, you want to be in the show? It's going to be live. And they're like, live? Which, okay. At this point, they made it seem like Andy Kaufman is excited that he's going to be in a live show. He's been on SNL for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also they didn't because I didn't know anything about Andy Kaufman, I was really confused because they show him on SNL for the Mighty Mouse thing. And you don't see him do...
Yeah.
And so, I thought, he did, one thing for SNL, and then he, never went back. And no, he was there.
I don't know if he was a cast member. I think he was, but he was there regularly.
Yeah. And so, when we get to the whole part later where they're like, do you want to vote to keep him on? It's fucking Dancing with the Stars, which cracked me up.
I have a fun fact about that, but...
Oh, I'm very excited. But yes.
So we're in Fridays, and we have this bit where the sketch is that they're all secretly smoking weed, but they don't know. But before that happens, Andy Kaufman tells the producer, in air quotes, that, I don't do drug bits. I don't do drugs. You cannot hear that. So the whole thing is that the whole sketch, or the whole prank, Andy Kaufman prank, was that the sketch goes wrong. One of the actors literally grabs the cue cards. It bugged me so much, again, that with all the method acting that Jim Carrey did, you watch the sketch, the actual sketch, it's one, funnier, and two, different.
Mm-hmm.
They added things on here to punch it up, I guess, a little bit, and but it was more awkward on that actual sketch.
I really hated this scene. If we had like a worst scene ever award, I would probably give it to this. Because to me, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit here. Like, I get, like, it's a prominent moment, and, like, if you view this movie as, like, sort of an anthology, fine, sure, whatever. But, like, it as a whole, it doesn't fit here.
You know what would have been great? Like, it should have been an anthology. It should have been just Jim Carrey recreations, one-to-one shot sketches of Andy Kaufman. I would have preferred that. It's like the I don't know why I know this, but the 1998 Psycho remake. Do you know about this?
No, I'll take your word for it, though.
Who directed that? Hold on. So 1998 Psycho remake, directed by Gus Van Sant, starring Vince Vaughn and Anne Heche, is a shot-by-shot recreation of the original Psycho. They didn't change anything. Shot by shot. That feels more Andy Kaufman than this fucking movie.
How is that even legal? Like, because it doesn't fall, like, it wouldn't fall under, like, parody, would it?
No, but I mean, you can remake things. They could have got permission or whatever. Like, like it could have been. I don't know. It could have been the same studio.
Mm-hmm.
But it was heavily criticized because it was shot by shot. But like, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I can respect that. It was in black and white and everything.
Yeah.
I've never seen Psycho, by the way.
I haven't either.
That's fine.
I agree.
The sketch that goes wrong. The network executive that we've seen, the ABC network executive, is laughing, and then he tells the audience, "You've been part of a happening. It's all what's planned." And then Andy Kaufman kind of bows, and then he's like, "All right, you're gonna tell the audience at home that it's also a joke." And then Andy Kaufman, like, pretty much like a hostage, "They have told me to tell you that it was a joke."
Is that actually what happened?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Which is really funny. There's a fight between Andy Kaufman and Jerry Lawler.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I don't know if it's true, but in the Jim and Andy documentary, it makes it look like Jim Carrey was physically assaulting the actual Jerry Lawler.
Yeah. So during filming, it was widely reported that a fight ensued between Jerry Lawler and Jim Carrey. It was later reported the whole story was fabricated to promote the movie, but Lawler has since revealed that the story was true. Carrey was so into his character that he constantly harassed Lawler off camera. At one point, Carrey spit in Lawler's face, and Lawler grabbed Carrey's neck. The altercation was broken up, and Carrey demanded that Lawler be fired and that his scenes be reshot. But Carrey later relented. According to Lawler, when they later filmed the scene in which he slapped Kaufman on the David Letterman show, he slapped Carrey much harder than he ever slapped Andy as revenge.
Good. First of all, fucking asshole Jim Carrey for trying to get him fired. He was provoking him. Also, in the documentary, Jim Carrey says that he leaned into the slap, but I don't think so. I think Jerry really slapped him, which that's gonna be my headcanon.
Yes, I am aligned with this.
But yeah, there's like the Jerry Lawler and Andy Kaufman fight. Andy's kind of running around, not really getting. He's wearing the most ridiculous wrestling outfit. Like, we can't even talk about it, but he's just like white spandex and like a Superman black undies. Long sleeve, like it was.
It's like
it was really funny.
The waffle knit. I'm wearing something waffle knit right now, but it's like long johns and like white long johns, and like black basketball shorts, even.
Yeah, because it was. You're right. It's not even like undies. It's like a basketball short. It's so funny. But this also happened. Like Andy Kaufman gets beat up, supposedly by Jerry. He has to be carried off to the ambulance and goes to the hospital. Apparently, he's very hurt. Surprised a bit, but And in the documentary, Jim Carrey was like, he wanted to recreate, like, this was so pathetic. I'm so sorry, but it really is. That Jim Carrey wanted to recreate this, and he kind of did in real life. And Jim Carrey even said, like, Andy Kaufman would not have said anything because Jim Carrey kind of, like you said, he said, told Elvis a bit, blah, blah, blah. But he admitted Andy Kaufman would not say anything. He would have just said, like, let it be.
Yeah.
Then after this, we get George meeting Lorne Michaels, trying to get him back in SNL, I guess, or something. And George tells Lorne, Andy's going to apologize. He's done with the shenanigans. He's done with the wrestling. So he's in Letterman with like the neck brace or something. And Jerry's also there. And this is where we get the slap. This is where we get the confrontation. I would have liked this so much if Jim Carrey would have been digitally put in the actual footage. It did bug me a little bit that Jerry looked older. Because, this is almost 20 years older. Obviously. Yeah. He looked great. But
what I really loved about this scene, and the only part that I really loved about it, is they kept cutting to Lorne Michaels, like just sitting crisscross applesauce barefoot on a like TV recliner watching this play out.
Oh, and that's right.
There's something about that because like I love SNL. I respect it. I revere it. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's amazing. And I think Lorne Michaels is amazing. But to see him in such a human way, right? Because I don't ever see him, right? Because
that's
I only
so
know the old him. And I was just like, oh my God, it's Lorne Michaels' feet. Like, what? Crazy.
I didn't know you were a fit girl.
No.
That's
no. Jesus. No.
Have you seen the SNL the fifth SNL 50 specials? There's a bunch of episodes that they're making of.
Because I know that they did that big like live show, and I've seen clips from that.
I did see that one. That was great too. But like, no, there's like a docuseries of SNL.
Oh yeah, I need to watch that.
And it's really good. It's really good. Because there's one about the writers, and fuck, that's very tense. Like, I do not want to be there.
Yeah.
Like, this is stressful. All right. Anyway, okay. I know what my blurb is gonna be on about this episode. We find out about Casey's feet thing.
So, with Lorne Michaels' feet specifically.
With Lorne Michaels' feet. Casey's Lorne Michaels' feet fetish. Got it. So we get the whole Andy Kaufman versus Jerry Lawler on Letterman thing. He slapped. We see Lorne Michaels' feet. Again, I saw the actual real clip. Much funnier. Much better. And this is why I wanted to watch American Splendor, because Harry Pecker also appeared in Letterman, kind of filling the role of Andy Kaufman. Because I think this was after Andy Kaufman's death, so I think so. It would have been a little bit later. But Harry was just being Harry. He wasn't being a character. He's just weird.
Yeah.
But that's why I wanted to watch American Splendor. Watch American Splendor. Much better movie. This is where we get the Lorne Michaels trying to vote out. Which in reality, it wasn't Lorne Michaels who did this. He was one of the producers of SNL. And the thing is, in reality, Andy Kaufman and that producer 100% knew that people were going to vote no. And the whole bit was going to be that Andy Kaufman was going to return, even though everyone voted no. But for some reason or another, he didn't get called back. But that was going to be the bit. The movie makes it seem like Andy Kaufman was disappointed.
Yeah.
Where in this whole fucking movie do you see Andy Kaufman caring about what people think about it? He was a villain for the majority of this movie. He bit women literally and thought it was hilarious. Why did he suddenly care about what people think?
Yeah, they really just did it for the plot of the movie of just like, oh, he's losing everything now. And I would say like this is the only one of the only parts of the movie that I truly did find funny is whenever he's like, well, I guess, it's been great working with you. And I was like, who the fuck is he talking to? And it's like Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
And I found that to be actually quite funny.
The pan was really funny. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. I thought so too. Because you get like, oh, they are friends. This was a bit.
Yeah.
It was funny for the reveal of the scene, but for the whole, like, if the movie wanted you to think that we're actually rivals, and then this was a big reveal that they were actually friends, kind of figured that out too.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone in this movie thought the audience was very, very stupid.
Mm.
And if you're
I can see that.
doing an Andy Kaufman movie, you know the audience is in on the joke.
Yeah.
For the most part, like, there's a reason why people like Andy Kaufman. It's also interesting that this is the second movie that is set around 1970 or 79.
Yeah, 70s were cool.
Yeah, 70s were cool. Yeah, this is the part where everything goes wrong in the movie. Like, he Taxi is canceled. He gets kicked off out of his guru yoga thing. Kind of out of nowhere, it looks like. I've honestly forgot that he was into yoga, because they kind of touch a little bit on it at the beginning, and you kind of see him do yoga, but it didn't feel like it was a big part of his life.
And it was. I mean, I think he meditated and did yoga for like 3 hours every day.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I can barely work for 3 hours every day. Are you kidding me?
I can barely function for 3 hours a day.
Yeah. That's nuts.
So sad times for Andy Kaufman. He's in his bed, sad, and then Lynn comes over, and they're kind of talking, and he's like, let's move in together. So they're moving in together. I think this is where he gets a call that Taxi was canceled. And then this is kind of where he finds a cyst, a lump, and he starts coughing. He goes to the improv, and then he's kind of like doing this down on my luck bit and ask people if you want to tuck my celery cyst. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was good.
I would have been the first one there to touch his celery cyst and give him money. Andy Kaufman does this bit in Letterman, and then this is really fun. I'm gonna send you this clip, because he goes to the stool and just like starts doing this like very serious, and my wife left me, and people start laughing. Please don't laugh, please. I'm being serious. And I mean, can I just have $1? And she goes to the audience, and people start giving him $1.
Oh my God. What I love about this movie is because I think it clearly and easily like portrays, right? If somebody famous does something like this, it's a lot more funny than like if it's just a random guy. If it's just a random guy, you're kind of like, what the fuck is he doing? Right? You see that at the beginning of the movie when he's like a no name, right? Everybody's like, huh?
Yeah.
And then when he's Andy Kaufman, people can actually find it funny.
Yeah, it's just the joke. And I do like that Andy Kaufman wanted to be an entertainer. Like he knew what he was doing, which is frustrating with this movie, because in this movie, he kind of made it look like he kind of was a special little boy that was a genius, but didn't really know. He knew exactly what he was doing. He wrote things. He had a writing partner. Like they probably went through thousands of drafts to get this joke. Like it wasn't spontaneous.
Yeah.
So Jim Carrey being method acting and being Andy Kaufman spontaneously, that wasn't being Andy Kaufman at all.
Yeah.
So angry, and I don't even like Andy Kaufman. So we cut to this 4 a.m. meeting that Andy Kaufman does in this restaurant. Everyone's super sleepy and annoyed. Why are you doing this? And Andy Kaufman is like, I have cancer. And they're like, no, that's too dark. How is that going to be funny? Which I would have immediately thought also.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Lynn does believe in immediately.
Yeah.
Lynn, and I don't know if she knew beforehand. Doesn't seem like it for the drama of the movie, but it does feel like, oh, yeah, she knows what's happening. And Bob's like, no, I think we can spin this. Like you could die maybe, and then you come back, and it's a whole thing. People did really think that was what's happening. They like, oh no, it's a bit, it's a long con. But no, he said like, I'm actually dying. So they're like, what do you want to do? Not like they went to the hospital. His family doesn't believe him.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, these are actors. Like this is a celebrity hospital. It's not a real hospital. Which,
like, I don't know. Cedars-Sinai is like really good because it is a celebrity hospital. You know, I'm just kind of like, I would want to get treatment there. When his brother is like, those aren't even shoes that real doctors wear. That was good.
Michael Kelly, that's his brother. Amazing actor. I love him. He's in Things.
Yes.
But I guess he wasn't Michael Kelly here because he's like a very, very small role. So they're like, okay, what do you want to do? Because there's even a point where you see Andy Kaufman with this guru guy, and they're like, oh, he's just gonna breathe the cancer away, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guru guy kind of leaves Andy Kaufman's house, and George is walking in, and he's like, that's an actor. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, he was. Now he's doing this thing. So there's still kind of like some iffiness if he has cancer or not at this point. Again, the movie thinks the audience is very stupid because I didn't think it was a bit. I thought it was like, oh yeah, I think this is what really happened.
Mm-hmm.
But George is like, what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to do Carnegie Hall. Because the first meeting with George, he said, I want to do Carnegie Hall. And now he's doing Carnegie Hall as he's saying. He wants to have this grand kind of thing. And then he at one point invites this old woman to stay. She's like doing this whole thing bit. And then the old woman has a heart attack. It's this old bit. This reminds me of Sacha Baron Cohen. Have you seen that bit?
No, but like I just know who he is and I can like see it.
All right, this might be a after credits kind of thing, but I'll find you that clip. In reality, Andy Kaufman did Carnegie Hall in like 78 or 79. He's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, he did Carnegie Hall multiple times.
Yeah, but for the plot, I get it.
Yeah.
So this whole thing, triumphant thing before he kind of gets really ill. We kind of get cut to him later on as Toni Collette. And clearly he's very ill and he's doing breakfast with Lynn. And then we shall see him bald and on the chair. This is where I hate it. Sorry. I really am emotional. I'm not doing a bit. I promise.
Yeah.
So he's dying from cancer. And I'm not emotional because of that. I'm pissed because in Andy and Jim, Jim Carrey, they say cut, and he continues to be ill. Like Danny DeVito is carrying him to his trailer, and Jim Carrey being like, fuck you, man. You don't have cancer. Go fuck yourself.
Holy shit.
This is fucked up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have my mom, that I saw that.
Yeah.
That's super offensive. That's super fucked up. And fuck you, Jim Carrey, for that.
Yeah, straight up.
Anyway. That's where I'm like, I don't like him anymore. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. No, it's valid. That's nuts.
Good performance though. I don't know, maybe it worked. So then we get a thing that actually didn't happen, but I kind of like this because the next thing that happens is that Andy was like, I want to do this one thing. A miracle. So they go to the Philippines because apparently there's this witch doctor, and it was kind of a big thing back then where you get these people that would reach into your body and just grab, and you would see the cancer cells or the cancer going out, and you see blood, but then they cover up your body and it's completely healed, but they got magically the cancer out. And you see this in a line, very weak Andy Kaufman goes to the witch doctor, sits on the bed, and Andy Kaufman clocks that when the witch doctor, because you see the witch doctor cleaning his hands and reaching to a bowl, he clocks that the doctor, who's a fraud, obviously, is grabbing chicken muscle, like just innards, which is what they would do. And he just starts laughing, just chuckling. He's like, I kind of really like this because I feel like I didn't see this coming. Life pulled a fast one on me. I didn't get it.
Yeah. The hoaxer got hoaxed. There was something also like really sad about it because like, you know, people like do fall for that or like,
yeah.
I mean, it seemed to be like in real life, Andy Kaufman like got traditional treatment at the same time as like trying to do this like holistic sort of treatment. Which, like, I can respect that and I can be okay with it. But I know people that have, like, just tried to treat very aggressive and very, like, you know, deathly, like, forms of cancer with, like, holistic stuff. And it's infuriating to see.
One of my aunts suggested that with my mom. Immediately, no.
Yeah.
It's not happening. No, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of fraud. I might have told you this already, but I had a neighbor who ate a salad and then got a brain bug, a bug that ate her brain from a salad, basically.
Goddamn.
This is why I don't eat salad. Just kidding, but yeah, that really happened. So they used to live. It was a family. Her husband, 2 daughters, around my age. And then we heard about this. She's progressively started getting bad, worse. And then a few months later, I was there. I was working as pest control, so I was there to just kind of like go around their house. And then I saw her pretty much in a vegetative state in a wheelchair. So he would take care of her, like give her food, change her diaper. Like I cannot imagine that, like that amount of love for your spouse.
Yeah.
And was with her at the end. Her family tried to take her away from him because they went to a witch doctor that told them that he put a curse on her, and that was him doing that.
Ugh.
And they legally went to a lawyer like with that story.
That poor lawyer. Yeah.
I know. Obviously, nothing happened. And he was there until the end. She passed away and all, but it's really sad. Cut to Andy Kaufman funeral. Kind of like almost like a jump scare.
Yeah.
Because like the makeup is very much funeral makeup. And then we're at the church and it's playing the black and white, almost like in the beginning. This could have been so good bookend if it would have done right. I don't think it was done right. But this could have been a good bookend of this Andy Kaufman black and white kind of thing. But it wasn't very Andy Kaufman-esque. I mean, it was, but it kind of didn't feel like. But they're all kind of singing. And then we get to 1 year later.
Oh, wait, really quick. What I'll say about this. Apparently at the actual funeral, one of his Taxi co-stars, I don't remember who it was, like, did actually, like, poke his body. Because, like, I mean, there were so many years, even, like, recently, that people were convinced, like, oh, he faked his own death. I think there were even, like, these biographers who wrote a whole book about him that predicted, like the fucking Mayan calendar, right? By the end of this year, and he's going to make his comeback. And then if he's fucking dead, he never made his comeback. And so, just to be in like such a state and like knowing who Andy was, right? And just poking his dead body because you're still not sure. Crazy. Crazy.
It's like, it's very sweet. I poked my grandfather's face when he passed. I was 9.
Okay.
And I was like, I just wanted to see how I felt. And it was, I remember it was cold. And when my mom passed away, there was like a plexiglass cover. Like, so we couldn't touch her. I feel like that's people might have poked too many bodies.
It's a little too common.
You know how I deal with tragedy with dark humor. So we were there, and it took me a while to get the nerves up to go up to my mom because I didn't want to see her like that. So I was there for like 3 hours, and then I finally went up to see her. And I'm just there. I'm just looking at her. It's very surreal, very weird. And my sister's there, and we see because it's covered, so it's twisted, so you can't reach her. And we see a fly like, on my mom's face, and then the sister's like, "Fuck!" My sister's getting angry. And like, I mean, she's just a little hungry.
Yeah, he just wants a little snack. That's where he's going to be for the rest of his life. He's in the plexiglass now.
My sister laughed. My aunt didn't like that. I thought it was hilarious.
No, that's good.
So cut to 1 year later, and Toni Collette returns, and he's doing a big thing. So is Andy Kaufman back? Is Bob? Is that really Bob? We all think it's Bob, and then we kind of pan, and then we see Paul Giamatti. Like, ooh, who was it?
It's the ghost.
It's the ghost. And that's the end of the movie.
The end.
We end on a neon sign cartoon of Andy Kaufman that, to me, it looked more like Jim Carrey than Andy Kaufman. And I don't know if it's a real cartoon of Andy Kaufman that happened, but it bugged me. How do you feel?
I feel like we discussed this movie.
We did. It's been a while since we saw a movie that, like, there's very little redeeming things.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a movie that I felt disappointed by. Because even like, right, there are movies that I don't necessarily like, but like in terms of like an artistic sense or whatever, but I think that they're still like a lot of fun, right? Little Big League is one of them, right? You know, I like love that movie, even though like I can see, right?
Yeah.
Or like Street Fighter, right?
It's enjoyable.
That movie was crazy.
That movie's amazing.
But it was a good time.
Yeah.
This movie was not a good time.
No. And like I said, I wanted to see the actual Andy Kaufman, and it got worse when I saw the actual Andy Kaufman. So who was this movie for? Not the Andy Kaufman fans, because and for non-Andy Kaufman fans, not a great movie, not a great biopic.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was this for, and that's why it flopped. Mm-hmm. But it did maybe go back and watch American Splendor. This is gonna be my big reco this episode. Go watch American Splendor. It's a great Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti has 2 really good movies: American Splendor and Sideways.
Ooh, I've seen Sideways before. Long time ago, I've seen it.
It's still really good.
Have you seen The Holdovers?
No, but I want to.
It's really good.
Is it good? Okay.
Yeah, he's fantastic in it.
Paul Giamatti is really weird because he can be really, really good. And
then he plays Big Fat Liar?
Yes, he was. He was a bad guy.
I love that movie.
No, I was gonna say he can do really good things, and then he's in Big Fat Liar or Spider-Man as a rhino.
Yeah.
He's kind of like Nicolas Cage. He's very much like Nicolas Cage.
Interesting.
Like I feel like Nicolas Cage batting average is better, but like he does like really good acting and really bad acting, and you don't know if he's a brilliant or not. Let's do some awards.
Yeah.
So we got 3 awards: Best Actor Ever, Worst Actor Ever, Best Scene Ever. Casey, Best Actor Ever.
My man's Danny DeVito.
Fair.
Thank you.
Best Actor, I'm going to give it to Danny DeVito, Paul Giamatti, Courtney Love, Jerry Lawyer, Vincent Scoville, Michael Kelly, Richard Belzer, Gary Becker, Pamela Abbey, Peter Poncel, Leslie Lies, Melanie Vesey, Michael Ilani, Boss Muda, Lon Michaels, Brittany Colonna, Melissa Warner, Bobby Worley, Wendy Poland, Greg Ferrick, Pendy, Brian Peck, Patton Oswald, Marilyn Rushar, David Cashin. You know David Cashin was here? Carolyn Ria, Reiko, Alice Worth, Christine Richardson, Sidney Lysik, Brett Briscoe, Eva Janakova, Christina Cabot, Miles Chapin, Jenny Jackson, Greg Davis, Conrad Roberts, Maureen Muller, Patricia Scallon, April Nixon, Mia Pitts, Billy D. Lucas. You tell I was going to stop, I'm not. Catherine Hayter, Trisha Lilly, Ellison Simpson, and Karen Blake Shallman for fucking putting up with that motherfucker. They all deserve it.
Oh my God. That's amazing. That was good. That was good.
Worst actor ever.
I will actually... I'm going to give it to Jerry Lawler because, like, he took me out of it. I wish they had, like, recast an actor for it.
He wasn't a good actor. I'm obviously going to take him Jim Carrey. But
I mean, yeah, as you should.
Yeah. But that was Jim Carrey's fault. He was being distracted by Jim Carrey. I feel like he suffered because of Jim Carrey.
I can see that.
If he was a more professional setting and production, I think he would be fine. He is an actor. He's a wrestler. Wrestlers are actors.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
I see your point.
Best scene ever.
I really like the opening credits. I thought it was really good.
I was going to give it to that one. I really liked it. I just felt like it didn't go far enough. Like the opening credits told you how bad this movie was going to be because it just didn't go there.
Yeah.
I was ready to like it. I texted you. I'm laughing. Like, I think this is fun. But then I saw the rest of it, and then I saw Andy Kaufman, like, oh, yeah, they didn't do it. I'm going to give it to the Philippines scene where he discovers the witch doctor and he kind of chuckles to himself.
Yeah.
I thought it was really poetic and fun and actually good acting.
Yeah.
So, Casey, very important question. Solely based on this movie, was 1999 the best year ever for movies?
No, it was not. My first no of 1999.
Is it really? Is it really? Wow. Wow. Wait, no.
Did I?
No, you already have a no.
Which one was it?
But it's kind of cheating a little bit.
Oh, which one?
13 Warrior, how dare you?
Oh. Oh, that doesn't count. That was last season.
It 100% counts.
That was last season.
That was 1999. It was my favorite movie, so it counts double. How fucking dare you? But yeah. No for me too. It's just big fat no. Mm-hmm. But let's see what we're gonna watch next week. We need a palate cleanser. We need a good one. We got 37. But I'm a cheerleader.
Yay!
Who is it? Tia Leone, RuPaul,
Clea Duvall, Melanie Linsky.
Wow! Again?
Yeah, again.
Wow. Okay. Dante Basco.
Yeah. Woo!
People my generation will know who that is.
Perfect.
Okay. I like it. I got it. All right. So next week. Gonna be, but I'm a cheerleader. We're gonna wear pom-poms. Yay! Woo! Bye.
Bye. What's your favorite Jim Carrey horror story that you've heard of? Let us know and send us a message on Instagram or Blue Sky, or you could just send us an email. But we're curious. Go back to the start of the episode if you need to know our email.
Okay, so you do better.
No.